Great. Welcome everyone to the Thursday, January 21st meeting of the Board of Directors of the Environmental Facilities Corporation, 10:30-ish. I'll take the roll to start.
Chair Stefanko?
Here.
Director Leary?
Here.
Director Weston? Here. Director Corcoran?
Here.
Director DeMarquis?
Here.
Director Krasansky?
Here.
And Director Zarowski?
I'm here.
We have a full board.
Great, thank you, Jay. First item of business is approval of the draft minutes from the meeting on December 11th. We did, Vita, you were absent, Director DeMarquis, so you can abstain. I have a motion and a second, please.
I'll make a motion.
Thanks, Charlie.
Second.
Thank you, Christine. Any discussion? Okay, all those in favor of approving the draft minutes from December 11th? Aye.
Aye.
Okay, one abstention and unanimous otherwise. Reported chair, nothing much. Happy New Year. Welcome, everyone. Getting ready for the big storm. So be safe, and I'll turn it over to the Madam President.
Happy New Year. Jeff always gets us. First, I think we're pulling it up. We provided an expanded data report for the board, as we had mentioned that we would be doing. So we have some information that the December 2025 closings, which are normally we have just in the reports of the board in the back, we've listed them out with some more information and where they are in the state, just a little more graphic, a little more easy kind of to follow those closings that occurred in December. And then for the 2025 year in review, which is calendar year, not fiscal year, we have a number of things we're presenting. We're going to continue to look to see if there's different things that we should present or might be helpful to the board, what you might like to see. If there's anything that you're interested in seeing, please ask and we'll get it together.
Great.
To the extent we can.
Awesome. Awesome.
So first, on the left, the financing types and what was closed. Total funding that was included in assistance agreements was about $2.4 billion in calendar year 2025. And you can see how many, the numbers of closings, short-term, 100 amendments, 45 grant-only agreements, 58, and then long-term leverage and long-term direct, a total of 55. And those bottom, the purple and the yellow, the 55 of long-term, we're thinking, that's kind of the slow number still catching up from COVID and slow down. So we'd expect to see those numbers go up, and it'll be interesting to see if we're correct in that assumption. Right. EPG and GIGP awards, I think those numbers look good. We closed out 59 projects, 9 for GIGP and 50 EPGs. 72 grant agreements were executed total for 8 GIGP, the remainder EPG, and 30 projects that were awarded EPGs have been listed on the IUP. And then numbers at a glance, I think just really, it shows a number of actions, activities. It just really shows the volume of work that we're doing. This is clean water. This is for clean water. So plans and specs approved. They're all, clean water projects. Everything's clean water. 36 projects that completed construction. So I think that's a good number. We're working on being able to illustrate how many, because we've 36 projects completed. How many people did that actually impact directly? So it's not as easy. You think, oh, I thought that's pretty easy. to put together, but there's projects that overlap areas, you know, we just need a little bit of more, a little more work to figure out, to get an accurate picture of how many people were actually impacted by the 36 projects that were complete. And then disbursements, we had, interesting. I'm sorry, I'm just looking, it's the same number, the total funding of $2.4 billion, but we IMG $386 million, IJA $418.5 million, and then our base SRF $1.58 million dispersed. So we dispersed $315 million in grants, $723 million in financing, totaling over $1 billion to 380 municipalities statewide, $680 million in clean water disbursements, and $358 in drinking water disbursements. So I think it's interesting to just see the volume of work and the number of projects. So the volume of work, both at EFC and DOH, and just at the municipalities out there doing the projects that are actually getting constructed and on the ground. And any questions about any of that?
I love the presentation.
I like this a lot. Thank you for
Yeah,
this.
very nice.
Yeah, we're trying to, pull data, use it, try to see over the horizon, see what's happening. Emily and I have been talking about, that long-term figure. What's next?
Right.
2 years out?
Mhm.
And working with Bill at DOH to see construction completions that are contemplated. So we can project our workflow.
Well, I also like the fact that you can see 381 different municipalities received disbursements during the
Yeah,
year, and
great.
that's probably not just one each. So when you think about
Right,
that,
there's a number that
volume.
have several projects.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
several disbursements within a year.
And the
Uh,
state representation is nice.
Yeah, it looks like just about every town.
Pretty,
Yeah, great graphic. Great way to present a lot of, big, complicated information. It's great. It's really so user friendly.
good. We've been talking for several months now about to all the divisions and what is the data that we have, because we have a lot, but then what do we do with it? And do we actually, it's there somewhere, but have we pulled it together and made use of it? And so we're just still kind of beginning to, what can we do with that and what can we learn from that and what might be useful to share? So hopefully you'll see more. This is just the beginning.
I'm wondering, this is great, sort of quantitative. I'm just wondering if any, let's say GIGP or EFG, any sort of real highlights and anything that, let's say somebody does something very innovative, be interesting to maybe pull that out and share with not just us, but maybe some other municipalities, for example. Like sometimes you don't know, somebody's doing something very effective. Who knows?
I think
Yeah.
you'd see us highlight that in our program metrics, which
Right.
we
Great.
do on the state fiscal year.
Yeah, great.
The physical metrics.
Yeah.
And if we see something like that, I
Right.
think we
Sort of highlight that.
And the annual, the first state agency annual report
Yeah.
that we did. But I think it is good because we really used to promote GIGP as innovative
I know,
projects.
yeah.
And after a while, it was like, really, it's another course pavement project, really
Right,
innovative.
right, exactly.
But it is a good when
It
you
could
do
be.
have someone doing
That's right.
different things to
That's right.
really get out there and let folks know. And we will be doing, well, I don't know the date, webinar for all the GIGP awardees, right?
GRG awardee.
Oh, GRG,
Yeah,
GIGP,
yeah, got it.
to let them know how to do it.
Last
But-
Wednesday.
And we do webinars where we talk about the
Yeah.
programs generally, but I think that's a good opportunity. And when we talk about municipalities generally, to talk about our programs is to say,
Yeah.
to let them know, like,
Yeah.
what are the innovative projects they're doing and what impact they had on their community, like stormwater,
Yeah,
right,
yeah,
recovered and
Exactly. Great.
and the impact it had on volumes going to their
Mhm.
treatment plant.
Sure, totally agree.
So,
Great.
Yeah. A lot to be proud of because it's a lot of work. You don't really get the scope of it until you actually see it laid out like this in sort of a simple way, but a lot of good work by a lot of good people. So thank you for showing us and doing it.
And then 2027 executive budget obviously was released, state of the state, and then the executive budget proposal. And for those who have not heard yet, $3.75 billion commitment over 5 years for water funding. So that's a $250 million increase annually from the 500 million approps that we've been getting. State has been committing to up to 750 million. And DEC or EFC DOH programs will get a bulk of that, if not kind of all that increase. Got Jeff here, but I think, we, agreed.
Yeah, 250s
Yeah.
separated.
Yeah, so we'll be focusing, as the governor mentioned, the state, some enhanced lead service line funding, water sewer funding for housing. Right, the governor's push for more housing, affordable housing. So, and how can we help get wastewater funding available to those communities so that they've got the infrastructure they need for housing. And that's it. So that was really exciting to hear about the 3.75 billion.
Right.
And that's really the big thing that hits
Yeah.
EFC. A number of other proposals, but not. Nothing big. Yes, so that's it. And if anybody's got any questions though about the budget and maybe not having to do with EFC so much, feel free to ask. And
Sure.
if we don't know, we can track it down for you.
Definitely.
Thank you.
All right. Okay, we did have a committee, Finance Committee met, chaired by Director Corcoran. And Francis, would you like to kick us off on that?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The Finance Committee met this morning, and we had 2 items of business on our agenda. The first was to approve the minutes from the June 26, 2025 meeting, which we did. And the second one was a presentation that we received from Emily and Mike that was an authorization request for the issuance of New York State Environmental Facilities Corporation State Clean Water and Drinking Water Revolving Funds Revenue Bonds. They're Series 26A, New York City Municipal Water Finance Authority. It's a refunding. And we met and we voted. And Mr. Chairman, it's our recommendation of the Finance Committee that the bond resolution for Series 2026A be approved by the full board upon presentation of ID number 1 on the board agenda today. And that concludes my report from January 22nd, 2026 meeting of the Finance Committee. And we had full quorum and attendance.
Thank you, Francis. Appreciate it. Okay. Any unfinished business that anyone would like to raise? Okay, we'll move right into resolutions. ID number 1, please.
Bond resolution authorizing the issuance of up to 578,939,000 New York State Environmental Facilities Corporation State Clean Water and Drinking Water Revolving Fund Revenue Bonds on behalf of the New York City Municipal Water Finance Authority.
Could I have a motion and a second?
So moved.
I'll second.
Francis, James, and Charlie, thank you. Emily Jamison will present based on what Director Corcoran just mentioned, came out of the Finance Committee. We're good?
Yep.
Okay, perfect. All those in favor of ID number 1? Aye?
Aye.
Aye.
Perfect. Unanimous. ID number 2.
A resolution of the New York State Environmental Facilities Corporation making certain determinations and authorizing certain actions in connection with the Drinking Water State Revolving Fund and authorizing financial assistance payments to certain municipalities to fund eligible drinking water projects from funds appropriated for water infrastructure improvement projects.
MJ, could I have a motion and a second on ID number 2, please?
I'll make a motion.
Thank you, Christine. Second? James, thank you. Dave Phillips will present.
Okay, thank you. We have 14 drinking water projects before the board this morning. First one is for the City of Albany Municipal Water Finance Authority. It's for short-term market rate financing. Project includes a replacement of 5,400 linear feet of severely aged and undersized water mains, many cases pipe that's over 100 years old. In certain sections of the city that have experienced excessive leakage and repeated breaks. This replacement will go a long way to address the city's issue with system-wide unaccounted for water, which currently is a total of 34% of their production. The project also includes installation of 1,100 linear feet of a new water main to loop dead ends, which will improve system hydraulics and reduce stagnant water. The next project is for the town of Essex in Essex County. It's for a long-term interest-free financing. The project included upgrades to the town's existing surface water treatment plant, storage tank, and mixing equipment. Also new raw and finished water pumps and new booster pumps within the distribution system. The previous treatment plant was built in the 1970s and had routinely failed to provide adequate treatment, which resulted in violations for turbidity and organics removal. So the new or the upgraded plant includes new package filtration units that will provide adequate particulate removal and address those violations. Next is the town of Groveland in Livingston County. This is for a WIA grant. This is for the formation of the Groveland Water District Number 1, which will serve 136 residential, commercial, and agricultural users that are currently on private wells. The work includes installation of 80,000 linear feet of water main, as well as pertinent valves, hydrants, and service meters, and includes connection to the Livingston County Water and Sewer Authority for the source of water. The project will provide public water to existing properties that have private wells that are shallow and often dry up in summer months, which requires the need to bring in bulk water. Next is the town of Indian Lake in Hamilton County. This includes a WIA grant, IJA GS grant, and IJA GS interest-free financing. This is for a new surface water treatment plant to replace the existing plant, which is aged and inadequate. The new plant will include new membrane filtration, new chemical feed systems, SCADA, and pumps. Also includes upgrades to the existing surface water intake structure and a new high lift pump station and a transmission main to deliver water to the existing storage tank. This project will address violations or exceedance of disinfection byproducts, which have been in the town has been under EPA orders since 2011. The next 8 projects, I'll just go over as a group. They're all New York City projects for lead service line replacement work. So between the 8 projects, there are 6 in the Bronx, 1 in Queens, and 1 in Brooklyn. The total money includes IJA lead service line grant of $30 million, IJA lead service line interest-free of $42 million, and New York State LIFT grant of $42 million. And the combined projects will replace a total of 4,391 lead service lines. The next project is for the city of Rochester and Monroe County. This is for a WIA grant. The project includes cleaning and lining of over 28,000 linear feet of aged cast iron water main. These mains date back as far back as the 1870s. Well past their useful life and are detrimental to the water quality and system hydraulics. The project also includes replacement of 770 lead service lines throughout the city, which equates to 3.5% of the city's total lead service lines. And the last project is for the village of Warsaw in Wyoming County. This is for a WIA grant and short-term interest-free financing. The project includes a major rehab of the existing water treatment plant, which is over 80 years old and beyond its useful life. The work includes structural repairs to all concrete tanks and basins, placement of all mechanical equipment in the mixing chamber, sedimentation tanks and the filters, new backwash pumps, upgraded security features, upgraded lighting and HVA systems, and new SCADA control system. The project also includes replacement of over 20,000 linear feet of severely aged and undersized water mains that are prone to breaks and leaks. And the project includes a new 500,000 gallon storage tank. That's it. Any questions?
Anything
I
for
love
Dave?
all the lead service lines that were being replaced.
Read, Francis. Okay, all those in favor of ID number 2? Aye.
Aye.
Unanimous. ID number 3.
A resolution of the New York State Environmental Facilities Corporation making certain determinations and authorizing certain actions in connection with the Clean Water State Revolving Fund and authorizing financial assistance payments to certain municipalities to fund eligible clean water projects from funds appropriated for water infrastructure improvement projects.
Thank you, MJ. Could I have a motion and a second, please?
I'll motion.
Francis and James, thank you very much. Bill Brazell will present.
All right, good morning. Today we have 13 clean water projects before the board for approval. Start off with a short-term financing for the Buffalo Sewer Authority in Erie County. Buffalo Sewer Authority has a long-term control plan to reduce combined sewer overflows. This is the Beckenridge Street CSO control project. It's identified in the amended long-term control plan as being required. Through this project, flow from most of the area tributary to one of their CSOs will be diverted to the Skagwada Tunnel and conveyed to the treatment plant rather than going out to CSO. The project will reduce CSO volume discharge to the Black Rock Canal by an estimated 8 million gallons per year. Project includes lining 1,100 feet of existing 24 and 32-inch brick sewers and installation of approximately 1,140 feet of new 42-inch sewer. Additionally, 2,300 feet of 12-inch collection sewer on West Avenue will be replaced. Let's see, this is a project that started construction last month in December and is expected to be completed in January of 2029. Next, we have a short-term financing for the town of Champlain in Clinton County. Town formed sewer district number 7 to serve the US Route 11 corridor that is currently served by on-site septic systems. Investigations by the county health department found that some of these systems have failed, and additionally, several drinking water wells in the area do not have proper separation from the septic systems. The project includes installation of over 32,000 feet of new low-pressure sewers and 105 new grinder pumps to serve the residents and businesses in the district. 102 existing septic systems will be removed from service, and the wastewater from the new district will be treated at the existing Village of Rouse's Point wastewater treatment plant. Construction is expected to start this spring and be complete in 2027. This project received the IJA grant, an enhanced WIA grant, and also WQIP grant from DEC. They're looking at having very small debt on a $16 million project. Next, we have a short-term financing for the Village of Dolgeville in Herkimer County. Dolgeville's collection system is subject to inflow and infiltration that has resulted in speedies permit violations. Project includes rehabilitation of 970 feet of gravity sewer with cured in place pipelining and replacement of nearly 15,000 linear feet of gravity sewer, rehabilitation of 12 manholes and replacement of 20 manholes. Project was supported with an engineering planning grant awarded in 2018. Project started construction last March and is expected to be completed in March of 2026. Next, we have a short-term financing for the Village of Curious Joel in Orange County. The village has a 970,000 gallon per day treatment plant. The existing dual media tertiary sand filters have reached the end of their useful life and require frequent repairs and replacement of the filter media. filter media replacement requires shutdown of the units for about 2 weeks and the use of large excavating equipment, quite detrimental to their treatment. This project includes replacement of the sand filters with cloth media filters, which will be installed in existing concrete filter basins. The cloth filter discs will be installed in 3 of the 4 basins, with 1 basin reserved for future use. And the cloth filter discs are readily replaceable and will improve reliability and hydraulic flow through the plant. This project received an IJA grant, and construction is expected to start in January of 2027 and be completed at the end of 2027. Next, we have a short-term financing for the Village of Liberty in Sullivan County. Liberty has a 2 million gallon per day treatment plant. Equipment at the facility is outdated or approaching the end of its useful life. The village decided to undertake improvements in 2 phases. The first phase was previously approved or previously financed by EFC. This is phase 2. This phase includes construction of a new thermophilic aerodigestion or ATAD system, new influent channel mechanical screen, new septic receiving area, and other solids handling improvements. The improvements will not only replace aged and failing equipment, but will also result in a reduction of the amount of waste sludge that needs to be disposed of in a landfill. This was also an IJA grant. They received a WIA grant and an IJA grant on this project. Construction is expected to start in July and be complete by the end of 2027. Next, we have a long-term financing for the town of Newfield in Tompkins County. Town of Newfield collects septic tank effluent and treats it at their 300,000 gallon per day treatment plant. Town had an issue with excessive I&I in the collection system. The collection system had been built rather inexpensively and contained only 4 manholes, which does not meet current design standards and limited the town's ability to assess the condition of the collection sewers. This project included installation of some flow meters, 39 new manholes, and replacement of valve pits at 2 pump stations. During planning for the project, the town identified significant inflow from the privately owned septic tanks. These septic tanks were replaced through a separate project not funded by EFC. The project was supported with an engineering planning grant from 2018. This had a WIA grant, and construction was completed in March of 2025. Next, we have 2 projects with the Niagara Falls Public Water Authority in Niagara County. The first is a long-term financing. This project consisted of a number of different contracts, including improvements to the sedimentations basin, screenings and grid equipment, blowers, chemical feed systems, dewatering equipment, replacement of activated carbon media, piping, and SCADA system upgrades. Project also includes upgrades at the 19.5 million gallon per day Gorge pump station. Work completed as part of this project will ensure that the treatment plant can meet its consent order with DEC. Construction was completed in 2025 on the last of the contracts. Then we have a short-term financing for Niagara Falls. This project includes additional work at the treatment plant, including demolition and replacement of existing sedimentation basin number 5 backwash system, installation of new grit flow metering system, repairs to the rapid mixing tanks, replacement of non-potable water piping, and addition of a new treatment system for backwash and sludge removal. This project has both the WIA and IJA grants. Construction is expected to start this spring and be complete in the summer of 2027. Next, we have long-term financing for the Village of Philadelphia in Jefferson County. The village has a 200,000 gallon per day treatment plant. They were required to implement effluent disinfection. Project included the new ultraviolet disinfection system and a small building to house that equipment. This project had an engineering planning grant from 2017. They had an IJA grant as well on this project, and construction was completed in early 2025. Now we have short-term financing for the village of Richfield Springs in Otsego County. The village's 600,000 gallon per day treatment plant is located within the Chesapeake Bay watershed. This was the basis for the speeds permit being modified with more stringent limits. This project includes construction of 2 parallel sequencing batch reactors with post-equalization tanks, 5-volt diffusers, new blowers with variable frequency drives. Headworks will also be upgraded and disc filters will be installed for tertiary filtration. Improvements in the collection system to address I&I include repair or replacement of 4,800 linear feet of sewer. And they have some existing 6-inch sewers, which will be replaced with 8-inch in order to comply with current standards. And 160 manholes will be rehabilitated or replaced. Project was supported with an engineering planning grant from 2022. And this project has both the WIA and IJA grants. Construction is expected to start shortly and be complete by the end of 2028. Next, we have a short-term financing for the town of Riverhead in Suffolk County. Riverhead has a treatment plant that is permitted to discharge 1.5 million gallons a day to the Peconic River and also 450,000 gallons a day to groundwater. They're only using the surface discharge at this time. They also have a scavenger waste facility that treats septage from septic haulers. This is permitted to discharge up to 100,000 gallons per day to the Riverhead treatment plant. The town is also constructing a new autothermal thermophilic aerobic digestion system. This ATAD system will reduce the overall sludge volume produced, which in turn will lead to reduced hauling costs for trucking the biosolids to landfill. Also includes a new biosolids control building and storage facility and sludge thickening equipment at the scavenger waste facility. This project is, I believe, our first recipient of a SWIFT grant, Supplemental Water Infrastructure Funding Today grant to enhance or encourage communities to start construction. They started construction in November of 2025 and should be complete in the spring of 2027. We then have a grant only for the village of Sag Harbor in Suffolk County. Sag Harbor has a 250,000 gallon per day treatment plant that serves 13% of the parcels in the village. Remaining parcels utilize on-site treatment systems that are impacting the nearby surface water. This will be a low pressure sewer system and gravity sewers to extend sewer service to sewer sheds K and L in the village, and will remove 71 septic systems from service. Part of the system is within a 100-year flood zone. Will include watertight manholes to prevent flood water from getting into the sewer system. This extension includes approximately 2,700 linear feet of gravity sewers, 4,500 feet of force main, 36 precast manholes. And the individual homeowners will be responsible for the purchase of their grinder pumps where they have low pressure sewers. And construction started last September, will be completed later this year. And finally, we have a short-term financing for the city of Schenectady and Schenectady County. Improvements at the city's 18.5 million gallon per day treatment plant focus on flood protection and resiliency. They have 4 effluent pumps that are used when the Mohawk River is too high for effluent to be discharged by gravity. These existing pumps will be replaced by 4 larger pumps with variable frequency drives to accommodate wet weather flows and provide redundancy. The existing berm along the river side of the plant is sized for a 100-year flood that will be raised approximately 3 feet to accommodate potential 500-year flood elevation. They're also going to investigate 2 potential river connections to the sanitary sewer system that may be allowing Mohawk River water into the system. And the project also includes rehabilitation of the Cowhorn Creek stormwater pump station. This pump station has been non-operational, which results in flooding in the lower State Street area when the river elevation is about 220 feet. They're going to install 3 new 72 million gallon per day pumps to bring us back online. Project was supported with an engineering planning grant from 2021. It includes both the WIA and IJA grants. And construction is expected to start this summer and be completed by the end of 2027. Any questions?
Nothing for Bill. Thank you.
It's a comprehensive
Right.
report.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, all those in favor of ID number 3?
Aye.
Aye,
Hey,
Aye.
unanimous. ID number 4.
Resolution of the New York State Environmental Facilities Corporation authorizing the president of the corporation to take necessary actions with respect to the administration of the Resilient Watersheds Grant Program.
Jay, can I have a motion and a second, please?
I'll make a motion.
Thanks, Charlie.
I'll second.
Jim, thank you. Bill Brazell will finish this up.
All right, this will be the second round of the Resilient Watersheds Grant Program. We're assisting DEC to implement this program. They're doing all the technical work on it. Looking at $60 million from the Bond Act for the next round. The first round was announced earlier this month for 24 projects in 15 communities for a total of $55 million in projects. This helps to addresses funds projects that address flooding issues that have been identified around the state.
Thanks, Bill.
I think it's the first round.
This is the first. This is the money for the first round?
Yeah.
Okay.
That was awarded, but yeah, so it's the program implements projects that were identified or recommended in DEC's Resilient New York program. So it's not for planning design, it's for implementation already recommended projects. And EFC will be implementing the dollars, since getting the
Thank you.
dollars out the door. Since we're good at doing that.
Absolutely.
And it's bond back money.
And it is fun.
Yeah.
Bond back funded.
Yep.
Any questions?
No, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. Great. All right. All those in favor of ID number 4? Aye.
Aye.
Right. Unanimous. Any new business? Full check. Okay, our next meeting will be March 12th, Thursday, 10:30 a.m. It will be preceded by the Finance Committee, 10 a.m. I will take a motion in a second for adjournment.
So moved.
Thank you,
Second.
Francis. Thank you, Vita. All those in favor of adjournment? Aye.
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 Unanimous. We are adjourned.
Thanks.
Thanks, everybody.
thanks, everybody.
Thank you, everyone. That was a
everyone.
lot of work.
See you, everybody.
Stay safe.
Exactly.
Good luck with the storm.